Hello, Anytime here. Today, I will show you the recap of an action anime titled Son of Bàtman. Spoiler alert, watch out and take care. At the League of Assassin quarters, the assassin practice and their leader, Roz, holds his grandson, Damian. He shows Damian the assassin and tells him those people will be his inheritance, and he will inherit the League of Assassins. While they talk, Roz's son comments that his father is ready to groom Damian to succeed him, and Damian's mother, Talia, replies affirmatively. At about the same time, an unknown person shoots a gun at Talia's brother's back. He dies, and they realize some assassins has ambushed their quarters. Roz commands Talia to keep Damian safe while he goes to fight the assassins. He fights the ones he found in the hallway until he enters the room, and many assassins ambush him. As they fight, a man tells them to stop. This man is Deathstroke. He's Roz's former best assassin, and he was sent out of the League of Assassins when he offended. Deathstroke tells Roz he's here to collect his inheritance back, and he will be the one to take control of the League of Assassins. While Roz and Damian fight, the assassins leave the room, and a plane detonates bombs in the room. Deathstroke gets the opportunity to run away, but Roz is burnt. Roz jumps down the room and falls to the ground. Deathstroke attempts to stab Roz on the floor and comments that Roz's Lazarus pit, which Roz uses to revive himself, won't work in that situation. However, as Deathstroke attempts to stab Roz, Damian jumps in to save his grandfather. He fights Deathstroke and pierces Deathstroke's ears before an evacuation plane distracts him so Deathstroke can escape. Deathstroke tells him he will come back for him. As Deathstroke leaves, Damian goes to his grandfather's remains and begs his mother to take his father to his Lazarus pit. Talia tells him Roz is dead and his body is beyond repair, so Damian should leave Roz as they have to travel somewhere. They both leave for Gotham City to meet Damian's father. In Gotham City, Bàtman walks in on Croc while Croc is stealing drugs from a company. A fight starts between them, but Croc is stronger. Croc is about to bite Bàtman, but Talia walks in to help him. After she helps him, she offers Bàtman a drink, but Bàtman rejects it because the last time he took a sip from Talia, Talia drugged him and forced him to lay with her. He asks her what she wants, and she tells him her father is dead. She tells Damian to enter, and she tells him Damian is his son. He refuses to accept at first, but realizes she's telling the truth. She says Deathstroke is after their lives, and she wants Damian to stay with Bàtman for the meantime. As she leaves, Bàtman calls his friend Alfred to inform him they will have a visitor at home. Then he drives home. Meanwhile, a scientist, Kirk, is in his laboratory working on some experiments. His daughter, Rebecca, comes to call him to eat. He tells her he will come later, but after she leaves, he realizes he is feeling dizzy and decides to eat before continuing his job. As he leaves his laboratory, a man attacks him and he passes out. He wakes up and sees he's tied to his dining chair by Deathstroke and his family is held at ransom. He tells Deathstroke he's working according to plans, but Deathstroke tells him he isn't part of that plan. They take his family away and force him to conclude the experiment. Damian gets home to the new Batcave. He comments that the maids are quite small, as only Alfred helps them. Alfred takes him to his room, and he sends Alfred ridiculous jobs. As Alfred finishes with him, he returns to Bàtman, who's watching a video of the Lazarus pit reviving Roz. Bàtman insists he can't accept that the indestructible Roz is actually dead. The following day, Damian wakes as early as 5 a.m. to train himself. Bàtman watches him and comments that Damian is skilled. On the other hand, Kirk struggles with the experiment as Deathstroke threatens to kill his family if he doesn't complete the work as soon as possible. That morning, Bàtman goes to work. As he walks into his office, Alfred tells him Damian is missing. He enters his office and sees Damian on his chair. He excuses his staff and asks Damian how he got access to his room. However, Damian tells him he came to inform Bàtman that Deathstroke has a deputy that stays near Gotham, and it's their responsibility to find the right-hand man, Ubu, and find Deathstroke so he can get revenge for his grandfather's death. Bàtman warns him about revenge. He says revenge will only make you look like a criminal. He calls Alfred to take Damian home and instructs Damian to go straight home. On the other hand, Talia plans her revenge. She goes to Deathstroke's house alongside the remaining assassins. However, she's captured by Deathstroke and imprisoned. That evening, Ubu visits a club with two harlots. As he enters, he notices his room has been breached. Damian jumps out of nowhere and starts a fight. He fights with Ubu until they get to the main road. As he's about to stab Ubu, one of Bàtman's friends, Dick, catches him. Meanwhile, Bàtman and Commissioner Gordon go to the room Croc is locked in. Gordon tells Bàtman that the drugs Croc has been stealing have been going to Kirk and they need to find Kirk's location. He tortures Croc to talk, but Croc refuses to confess. He throws Croc off a plane and throws a bomb to kill Croc. Dick calls Bàtman to inform him of what his son has done. Damian is, however, still prideful of his ways of doing things and says things are better done in his own way. Bàtman calls Gordon, who tells him Ubu can't talk at the moment and Ubu is barely breathing. Bàtman throws an assassin blade at Damian. He tells Damian the blade was found in the house of a doctor named Kirk Langstrom, and they are sure the doctor is related to Roz. They both meet with Commissioner Gordon, who shows them a note found in Ubu's house. The note has the address and name of an abandoned stadium, which serves as Deathstroke's hideout, and they can find Kirk there. Bàtman and Damian visit the stadium. They try to avoid the security camera and enter the room Kirk is in. As they enter, Damian kicks Kirk to ask for information, thereby calling the attention of all the securities. They fight through security, and Kirk also finds a way to escape. As Damian and Bàtman run from the guard, they meet some human-animal man-bat. These man-bats are potent. They survive and jump to the other side of the stadium before burning the creatures. They eventually find Kirk and kidnap him. They take Kirk to their home, where Kirk confesses that he was commissioned by Roz to create some mutants by joining human and animal genes. Roz promised to give him human samples, and he was doing his duty before Deathstroke took over the League of Assassins. Deathstroke sees the video of Damian fighting. He shows the footage to Talia, but she refuses to respond. She tells him that he doesn't need to find Bàtman and Damian, as they will both find him themselves. Kirk narrates that Deathstroke has kidnapped his family. He describes where his daughter told him they are kept, and Damian recognizes the place to be one of his grandfather's homes. Damian and Deathstroke drive to the location while they tell Kirk to try to formulate another formula that can serve as an antidote to the formula he had created earlier. As they travel, Bàtman tells Damian about the disadvantage of revenge and says that despite his bad childhood, he knew he had people to protect. They get to the home Kirk's family's in, and they have Rebecca and her mother. Rebecca goes to hug Damian, and she gives him a video from Deathstroke. She begs him not to tell Bàtman about the video. In the video, Deathstroke tells Damian his mother has been kidnapped, and he gives him a location to come to if he doesn't want his mother to die. He warns him not to inform the sperm donor, meaning his father. Immediately after they return to the castle, Damian falls for Deathstroke's trap. He deceives his father and goes to Deathstroke's location. On the other hand, Bàtman calls Dick. He asks if Kirk is preparing the antidote and tells Dick that he thinks Talia has been kidnapped. Together with Dick, they find out the location of Talia and Deathstroke. Meanwhile, Damian gets to the location. He fights inside until he gets to Deathstroke, who shows him another Lazarus pit. Deathstroke says the Lazarus pit will be sold to the highest bidders. He calls Damian a fool and says Damian is full of revenge. He tells him the reason he deceived him there is so he can kill him. Talia screams for her son to run. She uses her body to take the bullet Deathstroke shot at her son, and she collapses. While Damian hides from the shots, Bàtman arrives. Deathstroke releases the man-bats at them, but Bàtman distracts them till they get to the water, where Kirk and Dick heal them with the antidote. Damian goes to fight and kill Deathstroke, while Bàtman carries Talia into the Lazarus pit. As Deathstroke fights Damian, he says he was the one meant to inherit the Assassin League, and also marry Talia if not for Bàtman's intervention. In the long run, Damian defeats Deathstroke. At that time, Deathstroke begs for death and tells Damian to kill him, since that's what his grandfather and his mother will do. However, Damian refuses to kill him. He says he's his father's son, and his father won't kill in such a situation. The underground base is destroyed by the man-bat who flew away before they were revived. Deathstroke remains underground as the water drags him away, while Talia, Bàtman, and Damian run to safety. Talia asks Bàtman to return to the League of Assassins with her so they can rebuild the League, but Bàtman refuses. He says the best thing for the League is to disband it. However, Bàtman asks to take his son. As Damian reaches them, Talia asks to take him, and he says he will do whatever his mother wants. Fortunately, Talia changes her mind and asks him to go with Bàtman, but she says she will come back for him. At the movie's end, Bàtman and Damian watch as Talia returns to her quarters. Thank you for watching the recap. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.